Hello and welcome back to the Bielsa Stand YouTube channel. This is my preview of Millwall versus Leeds United at the Den. Kickoff is on Sunday, I think 12:30. So let's quickly talk about the press conference that Daniel Farke's just done. He opens up his press conference basically saying it was well needed after a busy 8 weeks. It's nice to have the group back. It's just nice for them to be back after their break. Obviously, he then spoke about injury update, still saying long-term Stuart Dallas is injured. He's been injured for nearly a year and a half now. When will we see him back in the league shirt? Who knows? Will we even see him this season? Bamford is still out, but he'll return soon, hopefully, maybe the end of next week. He says Firpo's out, even though he trained last week, but it's quite normal. He's got a problem with his hip, apparently. That's more or less it. Now, there was a question regarding Spence, whether he'll be fit enough for the game. He's a major doubt against Millwall because he had a knock on his knee. All the other players have returned to training, so like Cooper's returned, Byram, James is back, Kamara, Guev are back, and it's a bigger group and they're having better sessions throughout training. So, yeah, I mean, they've got more players to pick from, I guess, and that squad depth has shown in training. Farke then mentioned about Millwall, saying every game's important. Obviously, the 3 points is important to improve their situation. While the Millwall manager is experienced at this level in the Championship and he's well respected, the side has spirit and is aggressive. So a lot of compliments to the Millwall manager and to the Millwall team from Daniel Farke. He then is asked about how it sees his midfield being developed. Farke, he says that they've added much needed depth and quality, which I would agree. Because they can't just rely on Ethan Ampadu and Gray. But then the video that I said yesterday was about Lewis Bate. He's a midfielder. Why aren't they playing him? Who knows? But yeah, it's been fantastic to bring in Kamara and the Bulgarian lad. They needed competition in midfield, even though they don't have a natural number 10. But he says that the likes of Somerville, Pervader, Pro can all play that number 10 as well as Gelhardt, which is slightly concerning because we don't want Perot to be another Rodrigo playing out of position. We brought in Perot as a striker, I think, and he needs to be our number one striker. He can't be doing a number 10 and having an off season because he's in the wrong position. That's not what we need. So I would recommend Farke to play him as a number 9 as he is and play him as a striker. And then Bamford can be backup or play as a number 10. I don't care what Bamford does because he's no good anyway. Perot, yeah, number 9. Somerville, yeah, I guess can play behind the striker. He's more of a winger though. Pervader, yeah, okay, I could see that. And Gelhardt, I suppose he can. I mean, he's been there before. He doesn't do much. He hasn't contributed a lot throughout his Leeds career. Yes, he had a good few games, especially against Norwich, that assist. But yeah, I don't know. I do think we needed to get a number 10 throughout the transfer window. Obviously, we did it, unfortunately. So it's just something that we have to work with till January. Square pegs in round holes, I guess. He then asked about Rutter and about building his confidence. He says he's a good teammate. He's good at linking playing, and sometimes the goals will just automatically come. So yeah, that was his little say on Jorginho Rutter. Then what else has he had to say? Does he have a selection headache? So, I mean, that was asked for him, and he said about this that it's not rather a headache, not just filling the bench. It's been a difficult job, disappointing players throughout the 3 games in 6 games. Hall played today, and then he just goes on about that. He then asks about the Den, what he thinks about Millwall's ground. He says, he's spoken to the players about it. It's going to be hard. It's got great atmosphere, especially for those young players who haven't really played in the Championship before. It's a difficult place, I think. So yeah, I mean he realizes it's going to be a tough game. I think Farker. And then asked about Gray and all that kind of stuff. So that was more or less, I think, what I can take from the press conference. I'm just reading the bit of transcript. So yeah, now let's talk about the championship table. Leeds United are in 15th place, 5 games played, 1 win, 3 draws, 1 losses. That means we're on 6 points now. Millwall are above us, believe it or not. They are on, how many points are they on? They are on 7, so 1 more point for us. Obviously, we're on 5 points. They're on 7. They've had 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. Their last game was against Stoke City with a 1-0 win. Kevin scoring, and they've got the players like Saville, Fleming, Nisbet, Bradshaw, Byron, Cooper, Hutchinson, Sarkic in net. And then the likes on the bench in that team was like Harding and Wallace and Evans. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting for Charlie Cresswell and for Jamie Shack. Obviously spent a loan at Millwall last season. Millwall did well. I think they finished just outside the playoffs. I think they were impressed with Charlie Cresswell for the majority of it. I know he was in and out the team for a bit, then he got injured. Then Jamie Shack, I don't know if they were too impressed with him, but yeah, it looks like they'll be playing against the team that they were playing for last season. And this is my lineup, I think. I think Elan will stay in net. Obviously, with Spence being injured, Luke Ayling will play right back. We'll probably see Roden and Pascal as Cooper's just getting back into that training. Shackleton probably at left back. He played there against Sheffield Wednesday last game. Then in midfield, it'd be interesting to see if Glenn Kamara starts with maybe Ethan Ampadu, put Gray on the bench, save him some legs till second half maybe. Then I think Perot will be a striker. I do think he'll play Perot as a striker. I think he'll then play Somerville as a winger. Regarding Poveda, I don't know if he's back to fully fitness. I don't know regarding that. So maybe we'll see Rutt as a number 10 and Nonto on the other wing. So yeah, that's my lineup for this. What do I think my prediction will be regarding scoreline? I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to go for 2-1 Leeds. I think Millwall will score first, and then we'll just manage to get a goal through a free kick. You know, I think Shackleton with the free kick or someone, and then who knows who will get the header. Maybe the likes of Pro will get a header, and then I think Leeds will get a penalty in the 88th minute, and that's where Pro scores his second of the game. And I think it's going to be 2-1 Leeds United, Pro with both of the goals. What are your predictions? How do you think the lineup should be? Tell me in the comments below. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you later.